All right, we're back from the dyno. I didn't get a chance to talk about all the stuff I wanted to when I was there. I was really rushed, so y'all are gonna go to the dyno, and when you get back, we'll talk about it. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2300 Gear Jammer channel. We're at the dyno somehow. Put up a vote. If you missed that, I did a poll so you could vote for whether we go to the track or the dyno. I put car show on there just for a laugh, and somebody actually voted for car show. I don't know if I can pull that one off, but there's a Foxtoberfest thing that's in Charlotte in the middle of October. I might be able to pull that off, but we'll get to that later. Right now, we're at the dyno. So we are in North Carolina at EFI Analytics. And pretty much everybody knows what kind of computer I run in the car. And it's Megasquirt based, that's half of the shop. And then the other half, the software that you run is called Tuner Studio. And that's done by EFI Analytics. And that's this place. Lucky enough to be able to get on the dyno for a little bit today. And makes it really fun. This is a Mustang Dyno. There's a couple different kinds. I'll get into that after we get going. But it will throw off your guesses a little bit. So I put in the last video that you need to keep that in mind. The car is going to be turned down. It's going to be on the wastegate. But if you are seeing this, it's too late to get your guesses in. We're doing a t-shirt giveaway. So whoever's the closest, I looked at the comments. There's already one that's going to be pretty close. We'll find out shortly. So we're going to load the car on and get started, run the thing around a little bit, calibrate the mile per hour, and make sure everything's okay on the car. Car seems okay. I drove it a little bit out of the trailer. I really haven't driven it much. I should have checked it a little bit better, but that's fine. We're going to find out. And if you didn't already put a guess in the last video, you can't win a shirt, but you can still put your guess in and see how close you end up. Chances are you're going to guess high. That would be my guess. Most people, I think, are going to guess high. Anyway, here we go. All right, who had 353? It's probably about done. And I don't know, 5,500-ish kind of looks like. So it might make 400 horsepower one day. We got to fix it, but you know, at least it made that. And for now, that's sort of the whole point of why I wanted to do it like this. I said people would guess wrong, and I am super late. We'll talk about it when we get to the shop. I got to load the car, and we got to go. As always, it's going to be a mark of success, kinda, if it drove itself back in the trailer. So we'll talk about what happened. We'll figure it out a little bit when we get to the shop. All right, who had 353? Somebody in the comments got it exactly right. So I missed by 77 if I were just using a common number that the car's already done. So put in the comments how far off you were. I would have been 77 off. So it doesn't matter. I've already got a t-shirt, so I'm good. But that dyno, that boost, would be about 430 horsepower. When I tell people that, it's almost exactly the same thing every time. Oh, well, that's nice. Well, keep trying. 430 on this car at that setup on that dyno is good for 990s in the quarter at like 136. So I don't worry too much about it. And I said that that dyno reads low. I probably shouldn't say that either. It's just given a number based on the parameters that it's looking at. So if you're worried about a number, that's definitely not the dyno to be on. But I don't care what the number is. It's fun to guess, and you know, we can get a guessing game out of anything. But the main thing is just, I don't worry about it. It is what it is. So there's a couple different types of dynos. And the one we were on is an eddy current dyno that's got these huge brake rotors, and it applies a massive amount of electrical current that can slow those things down. That dyno does some really neat stuff. But the opposite of that is a dyno jet that's just a huge, massive roller drum that's a big, heavy weight. And all you're doing is you spin it from one speed up to the next speed, and it looks at the amount of time that it takes, and then it calculates how much torque it takes to spin from this speed to that speed in a certain amount of time. That's a dyno jet. The Mustang, you can set this thing for ramp rates, like how fast the engine goes up. It's super cool. Really handy for different loads, and you can pull in different gears. And I calibrated it to the speed that I wanted to, and we just let it pull up. Let's retrace a few steps during the day so you don't do the same things that I did. First, the new laptop had never been connected to this car. That's a big thing. So I had to create a new project, and it's not really involved. It's just extra steps that you got to do. And if you're already at the dyno when you're doing it, you're getting into time that you paid for. So try to have all that stuff done. Make sure you got cords and chargers and all of that stuff is in good shape. Next, I had not downloaded the latest version of Megalog Viewer. So I said Tuner Studio is the software that you use to talk to the car, and it's what runs the car. And then Megalog Viewer is what you use to look at data logs when you get done. So I didn't have the latest version of that. They fixed me up. We got everything activated for that. So now I've got all the working software that I should have had done before I got there. I get on the dyno. We strap the car down, roll it around for a little bit, get everything warm, get the car situated, get all the straps tight, double check everything. And then I made a real quick pull, and it didn't go spectacular either. So immediately as it started to pull, right about the time the Fireball came out, I realized I didn't put the other spark plugs in it. So I've got junk spark plugs that I put in when I first start the engine, and then I swap them out to go to the track or the dyno. And it was really obvious, and it blew the spark out. Absolute Fireball, you know, normal stuff for this car. And shut that one down. Didn't get a clean pull. The way the dyno works is you have a start wheel speed and an ending speed. So if you don't make it all the way through the pole, it doesn't count, and it doesn't do the actual averaging and stuff that it needs to. So it doesn't complete it, can't calculate your run. So didn't get a good one on the first one. On the second one, I didn't turn the camera on, didn't turn the laptop on, like nothing, just was trying to get the car to go. So after the second one, I let it cool off. I put a set of plugs in it, and then I made the last pull. All right, by this point, I was sort of running out of time. I just had a really tight window to get there, get everything done, and get all the way back down here. So what I ended up doing is I set the start and end window really tight for the dyno, and it shut off at 5200. So the power that it made at 5200, 5300, something like that, I think was 353. The funny thing is the car actually never runs there, really. I launch at 6600. When I let go of the clutch and it pulls the engine down in first, it might go to 5,000 RPMs, 5,100. And then once it swings back up and I shift at 7,600, I can go all the way through the gears, and it never gets below 52, 5,300. So what you saw on the dyno is not actually any number that would be on the track. So we get to do the dyno thing again if we can talk them into it. We'll do t-shirts again. That's why I don't worry about it too much. But I let the engine pull all the way through until it popped. And what happened, it's the wildest thing. I don't ever remember this happening on the dyno, but once every like 6 or 7 years at the track, this thing gets wild. It'll do a wheelie, and as boost starts ramping up, it's like you shut the key off. Like nose over, and it did it a couple of times. Big wheelie, get out about 50 feet, it's cruising, and then it's like you shut the key off and it slams down. You wait for it to pick up, and I did that and still went like 980s at 145. So it's not real pleasant, but it still picks up and goes. But the only thing I've ever been able to figure out, I've been through this whole thing, it's so wild, I can put a set of spark plug wires on it, and that's the only thing that's ever fixed it. So I make all the plug wires for this. I'll get into that at some point, but every now and then one will mess up. I don't know if it's just noise everywhere, but I need to make a way to test that. I've got an idea for that. So I'll mark these as not good ones, and I'll put a new set on it in the next couple of days. But the good news is somebody gets a t-shirt. I've already got one. You can get one at the store, but it's always fun to guess. We're gonna do this again. I mean, we're not done by any means, just fuel is so expensive. So I think next we might go to the track. The first time out, it'll go just like the dyno. I immediately write off the first trip to the track. It's gonna be 3 throwaway passes to figure out suspension, clutch, tune, whatever we wanna do. It'll be turned down, all it'll go. I'm gonna take some more wastegate spring out just to get the boost way down, which really upsets the clutch where I like it. So that'll be fun. We're gonna go get our 3 junk passes out of the way, and then we should be in position to really do something with the car. Again, I'm not sure if I can make it to Foxtoberfest. If you're going, put that in the comments, and if enough people are going, maybe I can at least come out. I should be able to bring this. If I can make it at all, if my schedule will let me be there, I should be able to bring this, but we'll figure it out. But that's it. Hope you missed by a mile, because these things don't make 800 horsepower, and we're gonna catch you on the next one. Bye.